north, but in a developed country. I hope that helps, Tara.
Okay, thanks, Leonore. I have also a couple of comments and questions for you. You answer to what you want in the lot. I've got just 4 main points. First, about the ice melting. There are lots of people who believe that, in fact, the melting of the ice is not raising the level of the oceans. You can make an experiment. If you put an ice cube in a glass of water, the water will not overflow. In fact, yes, there is a physical explanation which proves that, in fact, the level of the ocean should not rise at all with the melting of the ice not the ice of in the poles, at least. But global warming, a lot of scientists believe that it is due to the sun activity, not the greenhouse gases. Also, the big global movement, global warming movement, seems to be hiding an influence on the weather, which is, to me, much more important, which is the influence of the military activity. Looks like the military have, since many years now, over 60 years, experimented on weather modification tools or weapons, and they are experimenting apparently since a while, and it looks like they are messing a lot of things up. And I believe there is a lot hidden in this subject that we don't hear about at all, like chemtrails spread over our skies with pollutants we don't know by the military. Also, have you heard about the pollution index? That's the last point. A pollution index, which is like a label which informs about the level of pollution involved in the making, distribution, production of the product, in order for the customers to exercise their power of choice and to encourage the products which pollute the less. What do you think?
Elsie, thank you for your very interesting comments, and also pointing out to me the various interpretations of what causes what, and the background to that. I'm not a scientist, and therefore I have read about the way that this can be looked at and brought to a different conclusion. You're absolutely right about the ice caps versus the icebergs, and at the same time, of course, we do know that the water levels are rising. At least that's the fear of the people from the Seychelles and all over the coastlines. Panic is almost breaking out in terms of thinking that in a couple of years the water level will have risen. So even if that theory didn't prove to be true for that particular reason, it is still in our minds, and therefore needs further investigation and confirmation. Now, the pollution index, I find this an excellent idea. I have come across it. I haven't seen it. I know it as an idea, as an outreach, as an sort of topic brought forward. Have you actually seen merchandise that is already marked with that index, and gives us an understanding how it had, no, not yet, you're saying, yeah. These would be part of the external costs, I think, that would have to be brought in. The theory goes that right now we are only costing an item by the very nature of goods that are used and purchased to create a product. But what we are not putting in is the external cost. What does it, for instance, cost in terms of water or heating or cooling to produce the ingredients to make a product or make the product itself. So those external costs, I think, have to go into the calculation of a pollution index as I understand it. And I see that there is a website for that. Thank you for bringing that up. I just wanted for us to maybe take a look at the next slide and bring us forward here. What can we do? Yes. Yeah. When it's just commenting on the dual system that they have in Germany, where, for instance, as a producer of television sets, it is and the television set is now sold in a store. The dual system allows you to leave the packaging or part of the packaging at the department store, and in turn the store can return the packaging to the manufacturer. So that's a pretty neat system, and it's amazing, just like Avina mentioned, how quickly we got into tissue, nylon bags or cloth bags after we had to pay 5 cents for a plastic bag. I think it was the time. I think we were all ready for a change and felt enough is enough. So let's hope that we have something like this coming up in other countries too, whether this be in Australia or in the US or Canada. Yes, this is true. What would happen if we started the system in stores? Sometimes when I buy shoes, I leave the carton behind, and they ask me too if I want that, but not with the big items. I still get overpacked, I have to say. Yeah. So even with computer software companies, you can do that. Yeah. See, things are happening. We are going. We have to ask for it. We have to make the change happen. We are the change. That's just the thing here. So that's what we can do. We can be aware, and then we can ask for it and pay attention to our intention and commit and live with that commitment. Yeah. I didn't even talk about returning of the batteries and things of that nature. Lots of wonderful ideas. Thank you, folks. This is great. This is absolutely wonderful. And what I wanted to share with you before we go is actually this website that allows you to do an eco footprint, and let me put it in chat so that we can see it, what it is. So what I put down here is a site that the University of British Columbia has put together. You can do two things on it. You can look for sustainability leadership. This is your own, as well as you as a member of a community or a group. And you can measure your eco footprint. By so doing, you get asked a number of questions, which I find the best so far that I have researched. You get asked everything: your lifestyle, your food habits, your shopping habits, whether you drive or take public transportation, how large a home you live in, how many kilometers you travel per year. It's not long, it's only 12 or 13 items, but it's very effective, and it gives you little side windows for more information and tips. And at the end, you get to know how many Earths would be required to